Hi guys, my name is LC.
My name is JT.
And in this episode of F1 British Week, episode 4, we are going to be talking about 4 young British motorsport drivers who were showing promise and leading up to the pinnacle of motor racing Formula 1. Now these 4 drivers are in the lower ranks of motorsport such as GP2 and GP3 and moving up, and we think that they deserve a seat on the Formula 1 grid in the future. More people, more than the 3 we have at the moment in Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton and Jolyon Palmer, to represent Great Britain in Formula 1, which is, as I say, the pinnacle. It's where everyone wants to be. So the first driver I'm going to start off with, and a lot of people have probably heard his name out there, is Alex Lynn. Now he is an amazing driver in GP2 at the moment, driving for a team called DAMS. And what probably a lot of people should know about him is he is the GP3 World Champion of 2014. What some people probably don't know, and I was shocked to find this out, is that he did it in his first season in GP3. His only season in GP3. Alex Lynn came in 2014. He was signed for a team called Carling Motorsport. No relation to Carling, the beer company. He was also a member of the Red Bull Junior Team Programme, and obviously many drivers have come from there, like the likes of Sebastian Vettel in the lower formulas, which is great to see. He won his first race, his debut race, at the 2014 Spanish Grand Prix. Started from pole and set the fastest lap, and that was just an unbelievable. That was just his unbelievable, and that was his debut in GP3. People then turned heads and thought, "Wow, this man is, going to take off." He had an amazing season in GP3 and was really unstoppable, and lifted the trophy to become the world champion in GP3. In his first season was just, there was no words to describe how great that was. What a much better feeling than that was. After winning the GP3 World Championship, he was then signed by ART Grand Prix. They were a GP2 team, and he was given a day of testing by them. He was also tested by Carlin, the team in GP3, who had a GP2 team, like many teams do, working back through the lower formulas. Then in early January, it was followed by Red Bull Junior Pierre Gasly from France, and he was signed for the full 2015 GP2 season with a team called DAMS, which was really good. He finished 6th in the championship, having scored 2 wins in the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona, which was his first win in 2014 in GP3, and the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring. And this season he is with DAMS at the moment, doing an incredible season. And after with his performance and with the points that he currently holds in the championship, I would say that he's definitely on to be a contender to move forward. At the moment, he is sitting 7th in the championship with 51 points, and it's really exciting to see him as a GP2 sprint race and feature race run parallel to the Formula 1 races, almost for about 80% of the calendar. It's just fantastic to watch this man and watch how he goes to what he will achieve. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but there has been rumours by both Red Bull and Renault that Alex Lynn will be appearing at the Silverstone in-season young drivers and tyre testing, which happens, I think it's a week after the British Grand Prix, so in a fortnight's time. And that would be great to see him, another British driver. That's what a lot of teams do. They'll bring in drivers from lower formulas. Renault obviously definitely have their eye on this promising talent from England. And obviously being in the Red Bull Junior Programme, Red Bull will definitely be wanting to snap him up. And who knows, next year it could be a Toro Rosso. Obviously, as we know, Fiat hasn't been re-signed. So could we see Sainz and Lynn at Toro Rosso? Well, JT, how great would that be to see Carlos Sainz and then Alex Lynn, the British GP2 World Champion, next to that amazing Spaniard in Formula 1? How great would that be to see?
I think that would be very, very incredible to see. I'm a big fan of Alex Lynn. I've followed his work probably since he won the GP3 championship in 2014. He also won at the same year. Jolyon Palmer won his GP2 championship, and also when Lewis Hamilton returned as world champion again. So a very good year for 2014 was for the British drivers. I'm very, very excited to see where Alex Lynn will end up in the future. Toro Rosso is very likely if he's going to be a part of the Red Bull programme. And obviously maybe Red Bull in the future, maybe even a test driver for either of them two teams. And as like you said, probably maybe a test driver for Renault He might have a very good financial backing as well. But obviously, I mean, who knows? But so the next driver that we're going to move on to is a young driver called Jordan King, who's also in GP2. He's currently 22 years old. He's doing very well so far. He is also part of the Manor team. He's been part of the Manor team probably since about 2010, all the way through the lower rankings. Obviously, Manor upgrading through like GP3, GP2, and currently in Formula 1. So he is the development driver for Manor. So obviously, he's getting his word out there straight away. Expect him to see, obviously, in a few tests here and there, and probably, as like LC said, there's every chance he might be in that tyre test or the young drivers test a week after the British Grand Prix. So, like all drivers, he started off in kart and then worked his way up into the single-seater. He began with Formula Renault UK, which a lot of drivers did, and also then he was also part of the Formula Renault UK Winter Series, which started in 2011. He didn't win his first he didn't win his first proper main championship when he competed in the MRF Formula 1600 India with Team Sidvin. He won 50% of the races. He competed in 8. He won 4, got 1 pole position in that year, got 6 fastest laps and 6 podiums, which enabled him to become a world champion in that. He also alongside that, he also competed with Manor Competitive in Formula Renault 2.0. Didn't win a race in that season. He came 8th overall. And also he also competed in the FIA Formula 2 Championship, which is a championship you never really hear of. You obviously got the likes of GP3 and GP2. You never really hear anyone come from Formula 2 or Formula 3 anymore. He competed with Motorsport Vision, finished 14th in that race, in that season, sorry. 6 races, no wins, no podiums, no fastest lap. He had a bit of a disappointing season there. So he moved into 2012, where he competed in Formula Renault 2.0. He competed in the Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0 and the Toyota Racing Series. He came second in Formula Renault 2.0 with a Manor MP Motorsport. So again, the Manor connections were there, probably from day dot. So getting his word out there straight away. I believe Manor at that point had partnership with Marussia, as they were called at the time when they transferred names from Virgin into Marussia. Euro Cup as well. It came 13th in that. Out of 14 races, 1 podium in that season. A bit of a quiet season, but I mean, second place in Formula Renault 2.0, absolutely fantastic. M2 competition. He raced for the Toyota Racing Series. 14 races, 1 win. Came 5th in that season. So again, you know what, not getting the word out there straight away, but obviously he has already won a championship. He has already came second. So again, he's getting the word out there. So we move into 2013, where he signs for Carling, obviously a very popular name in the lower ranks of Formula 1 in GP2, GP3, obviously in Formula Renault, where he won the FIA Formula 3. No, he didn't win he won the British Formula 3. He didn't win the European Formula 3 Championship, with Carling. 12 races, 3 wins, 2 pole positions, 2 fastest laps, and 8 podiums. 176 points enabled him to win the championship. A very good accolade to have as a young driver to win the British Formula 3 Championship. But he also raced in the FIA European Formula 3 Championship. 30 races, 2 podiums, 1 fastest laps. But he also had the same amount of points, 176, and he finished 6th in that season. Also very similar to, exactly the same when he won this championship in Formula 3. In 2014, FIA Formula 3 series, he had the game with Carling as well. Came 7th in that year, no wins unfortunately. 32 races, a very long season there. So you move into 2015, where he is finally in GP2. He breaks rank from there. He's in the second best racing series he can be, with racing engineering. Also, he was signed as the Manor development driver there. GP2 there. 22 races, came 12th in that season. He didn't win a race. Got 1 podium, 60 points to finish there. And currently in GP2 there. So far this season, he's competed 8 races. He's already won a race. Fantastic achievement by him.
Very good.
1 fastest laps, 2 podium. He's currently on 45 points, and he's currently 9th in the standards. So expect him to be knocking on the door to a Formula 1 drive in the future as well. I've actually spoke to him before as well. Yeah. I've sent him a couple of messages wishing him good luck as well. He's responded saying thank you, nice for the support and everything. So very nice by him, and he's still currently the Manor development driver as well. So LC, what's your opinions on Jordan King? Do you think we can see him in a car in the future? Obviously, probably with Manor.
I'm so excited. He's a great driver. Him and Alex Lynn are just 2 British drivers who they need to be in Formula 1. They need to. it would be fantastic to see him on the grid with Manor next year. I'm not sure who we'd be alongside. Would it be Rio? Would it be Pascal? But yeah, I mean, what a name to be in Formula 1. As I say, it's just British as well. It would be amazing to see him on the grid. Jordan King, just an amazing driver. So the third man I'm going to move on to is a man who, again, he's a very promising talent in the lower ranks. He currently is in GP2 with MP Motorsport, and his name is Oliver Roland. And now he was born in Sheffield, aged 22, so he is actually the most northern driver, JT, to us. The close driver, sorry, to us. Obviously, it's in South Yorkshire, which is in, well, north / middle of England, would you say?
Yeah.
But he's a close driver to us, and he has had a very promising career. So he was snapped up in 2010, and his first venture was Formula Renault UK Winter Series, and that was with a team called CRS Racing. He did great in that, scoring 1 podium, 95 points, and finished 7th in the championship. It was a great stepping stone for him. Many people in that series had taken many years to get used to the cars and the industry and just the politics of being in, paid televised racing. So 7th place was a great stepping stone for him, but he really took off in 2011 when he was in Formula Renault UK with a team called Fortec Motorsport. He did absolutely amazing. He had 4 wins, 3 poles, 4 fastest laps, 13 podiums in that year with almost 500 points, and that estimated at a 2nd place, so a podium position right just behind the win. Just couldn't catch him, unfortunately, but that was amazing. And that's when people started to think, well, hang on a minute, this young lad from Sheffield is, he's getting it, he's going to be the next best thing to watch, which was really amazing. He also did the final series where he finished first with 190 points. That's another series ran parallel, like a qualifying system going into the finals, much like a tournament. It was amazing to see, and yet he won that, which just was amazing. He beat some unbelievable drivers from all around the globe, and just an amazing thing for him to do. And then that promoted him to Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0, again with Fortec Motorsport, where he finished 3rd. Again, another podium position in the World Championship, and that was amazing with 109 points, 3 podiums, and a victory to his name. Amazing to see that, and
fantastic.
Growing all by the minute. He then moves to Manor MP Motorsport in 2013, where he competes in Formula Renault, the different engine classifications. So it was Formula Renault 2.0, Formula Renault 2.0 NEC, and PAU Formula Renault 2.0 Trophy. There's a lot of points and
points and numbers here, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, does Formula 1 even have that? Should we have a Formula 1 1.8 and 1.6 and all that?
Formula 1.5.
Well, I know what people would run it. Obviously, Seb would run into the V8 1.8 because with V8. I mean, anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic and a bit random here. So he competed in Formula Renault 2.0 and was just an unbelievable series. He finished 2nd in Formula Renault 2.0 and then the 2 4th place in the other 2 Formula Renault events. Was absolutely amazing, and he was growing ever by the minute. The man who was he was established in Formula Renault, and was his next venture going to follow that, and was he ever going to lift the Formula Renault trophy for the full series, either 2.0 or growing through the ranks? He then moved back to Fortec Motorsport in 2014, where he finished in 4th position in the World Championship. So he just missed out on that. He had a few bad races where it was car reliability that really let him down, but he was really showing his promise and potential going through the ranks. But in 2015, he won the 3.5 series of Formula Renault with 307 points, 13 podiums. Was amazing to stand there with an amazing lead over his rivals. To win the Formula Renault 3.5 series just was unbelievable. And in that same year, he was promoted to GP2. So he just jumped completely over GP3. I mean, you don't have to go through GP3, obviously.
Yeah.
But he just went over the barrier of GP3 and was in GP2 with MP Motorsport and Status Grand Prix. He finished 3rd with both those teams, but only with 20. He had 3 points, 3 podiums, and finished only 21st in that table. So it was very it was a bit of a downer for that. Was he going to be in GP2 for that next season? Obviously, as you know, if you don't perform at a very high class, you're out. MP Motorsport were definitely a recognised team in GP2, and they had a reputation to withstand, and Roland wasn't filling that. So it was a real shame that, but he was then moved to a team called Mahandrai Racing. Sounds like Handrai Racing in Formula E. Now, Formula E is the electronic Formula 1 edition, if you like. It was just in London in the last few days. He didn't do very well in that. He finished in 21st position in the championship. So it was really let down for that. No podiums, and just something that he really wants to forget. He did struggle in the car as it wasn't very good. The team was just growing on that. He went back to GP2 in 2016, and that's where he remains. At the moment, he currently has 54 points and is in fifth position. So he's definitely challenging and definitely looking like he is going to be a real, challenger in the championship. Yep. As you know, there's been many drivers that in Formula 1 at the moment who have moved forward into Formula 1 from GP2. And could Roland be the next one? Would it be great? By the way, one thing to mention before I pass over to JT is that he is confirmed as the Renault test driver. So the team Renault, the bananas on the grid, he is their test driver. So if K-Mag or Palmer slips up, then he will steam in. So next year, JT, could we see Roland on the grid? And if so, who would he be kicking out and who would he be partnering at Renault?
I think it'll be one British in and one British out, if I'm honest with you. I think Palmer's more likely to go out of the two Renault drivers, and obviously Oliver Roland would definitely be one of the favourites to go in there. Probably alongside the likes of Pastor Maldonado as well, should ever he be considered for a seat role. But yeah, I'm excited for Oliver Roland. There's a lot of potential in this kid. And obviously jumping up, moving from GP3 into GP2, or skipping GP3 rather. Obviously that just proves how much talent and how much confidence that he has got, and also what other teams have got in him. So I would definitely expect him to be maybe involved in the Formula 1 paddock very, very soon. But the final drive that we're going to move on to is not in GP2. We've actually covered all three British GP2 drivers. There was 3 or 4 drivers in GP3 that were British, and I looked through all of them, I studied them closely, and there's one driver that stood out to me, and I think that he could make a very good impact in Formula 1. Maybe not next year, but maybe in the next coming years, and he's called Jig Dennis. Now, this kid, as a young kart driver, won all sorts. He started his karting career at 8 years old, and in 2005 he won this championship called the Southwest Cadet Championship title. He also finished third in the Shennington Club Championship. So again, he's made his impact very well there in karting. But then he moves into the single seater for the first time, and in a championship called the Indy Steps Championship, which is no longer around, but back in 2011 it was, and he won it straight away off the bounce with a very similar team to what LC was saying. Fortec Motorsport, 20 races. He won that race races in that season 8 times, 16 podiums, 539 points. That is very, very impressive. Obviously won that championship as well. He was running in the Formula Renault UK Final Series, competed in 6 events. He didn't win any, no podiums, 38 points. Unfortunately, 19th place for him. So you jump over a year where he wins yet another championship in Formula Renault 2.0 NEC with, again, Fortec Motorsport. He was with Fortec Motorsport for quite a couple of years. Very similar to last season, 20 races, 3 wins, 2 poles, 3 fastest laps, and 11 podiums, 376 points, and he wins the championship as well. He was running alongside in the Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0 with, again, Fortec Motorsport. Exactly the same as last season. 6 races, no wins, no podiums. No, I'm lying. He got 1 podium, no fastest laps, no pole positions, and he came 12th there. So he moved again with Fortec Motorsport, except he's competing in 3 different types of championship. He's competing in the Euro Cup Formula Renault like he did last season, Formula Renault 2.0 NEC, again with Fortec, and also the PAU Formula Renault 2.0 trophy, where he came 3rd in that. So again, very, very impressive. No championships in this season for him, unfortunately. But obviously, he's already made his mark in also go-kart and in single seater racing, so he's very, very impressive. He moves away from Fortec in 2014, and he goes to the FIA Formula 3 European Championships with Carling, a very well-known as you can see, very well-known team in the lower ranks. 33 races, unfortunately no wins, 174 points. He comes home in 9th, so a lot of races in that season. And obviously that just proves how much very committed he is, because in the following season he moves a team to called the Premier Power Team. 33 races, 6 wins, 6 pole positions, 5 fastest laps, 16 podiums. He comes home in 3rd, so a massive improvement from last season's Formula 3 championships in Formula Renault rather. And then in 2015, in 2016, he goes into the MRF Challenge Formula 2000. He comes home in 9th, unfortunately, there. But in this season, obviously, with him making his first jump into GP3 with Ardennes International Racing, he's currently in 7th. No podium so far, no race wins, no fastest laps. So he's on a bit of a quiet spell so far, but obviously I believe that he will maybe win a race at some point. But he's also part of the World Endurance Championship, or the LMP2, which I believe is the lower rank of the what you were doing Le Mans and all that. And obviously you competed in the LMP2. I'll get words out there eventually. There's a lot of numbers and letters in this game. 24-hour Le Mans. Fortunately, he got a DNF. But in the World Endurance Championship, he's currently had 2 races. He hasn't really done much. 8 points, 15 so far. And this kid is very, very. He has impressed me a lot, judged by his stats. But probably the most accolade award he's won so far. He's won the Formula 2.0 Championship. He's also won the Intercepts Championship. But he also, back in 2012, he also won the McLaren Autosport BRDC Award.
Yes.
But is very, obviously, for his very impressive season in Formula Renault 2.0. He was only 17 years old when he won that, and he also became the youngest winner to win that. I must have a look at the history of that to see who actually won it, see if we know any familiar names in that sporting series. And obviously that just proves how much recognition he's getting for this. And I'm definitely sure we can see him, maybe if not in GP2, definitely in Formula 1 in the coming seasons. Definitely, at least, because this kid is mighty talented as well. Yes, he hasn't won as much as lately, but he's quick. And obviously, winning that award a few years ago definitely proves how much recognition he's got, along with some other teams of drivers. So, Elsie, what's your opinion on Jig Dennis? Do you think we can see him? Obviously, maybe even if he does get the Formula 1, he's also got that jump into Endurance Championship, so he's got kind of a double bubble going alongside him. So, double bubble. So.
I mean, yeah, it'd be great to see him in Formula 1. Obviously, he's just another British driver. So that means if we had all 4 of the ones that we were talking about, let's just keep it safe and let's just say 2. Yeah, we could be looking at 6, 7 people on the grid. Maybe he's got a bit more to learn before he gets to Formula 1. So maybe he looks for a GP2 seat next year. Also, as well, it's not just the experience that he'll get from GP2. It's also, for example, like if he can get himself into a junior program, like obviously how Alex has, like how Jordan has, and like how Oliver has. Obviously, they're with Renault and Manor and Red Bull. That's who they'll be looking at going to, and I have no doubt that they'll be the 3 teams that those 3 drivers will go to, because they'll be getting looked at. So I think that's what he needs to do. I think he needs to try and go to GP2 or just get his name out there and try and get his name out there. Try and get his claws out to try and get that kind of chance. Obviously, Formula 1 as well as the experience and how skilled you have to be in the car. It's also the chance and the luck that you need to be on the side. One thing just to mention though, JT, obviously it's fantastic that he won the McLaren Autosport Award. The one year before that, age 20, I forgot to mention Oliver Roland actually picked up that award, which was amazing. I just forgot to mention that, obviously. So just another thing, another string to add to his bow. But back on track. I think maybe GP2 or more experience. World Endurance will be great to see him go into, but obviously Formula 1, that's what everyone wants. Obviously,
love to see him Formula 1, but I mean, if he does go into endurance racing, at least we've got another home driver to support.
Oh yeah.
But I think overall, all these 4 drivers would definitely make a mark in the big motorsport, whether it's endurance, whether it's Formula 1. I believe at least one of the 4 drivers we will definitely see very, very soon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've had some fantastic drivers coming up from those ranks. Obviously, we've had. Well, I mean, I'd say the best one. I'd say the person the best person that's made a stand, obviously, after his drive in Bahrain was Stoffel Van Dorn. But Jolyon, maybe not so, but I can definitely say that Alex and Jordan, I think those are the 2 drivers at the top. And if they get into Formula 1, I mean, they'll take it by storm. Alex just what Alex Lynn, an amazing driver, John King, amazing experience. Obviously, as I say, they've both got teams to go to as well, so I'd love to see them in Formula One. Obviously, I'd like to see the other two in as well, but maybe
exactly. Obviously, to every single one of you, very best of luck.
Oh yes, of course.
I really hope that we get you to see in Formula One very, very soon.
But obviously, there's one thing to do before you're in Formula One. Do you know what that is, JT?
Well, and what is that, LC?
Subscribe to the F1 Debate Show.
Exactly.
But I'm sure they already are.
Of course they have.
I'm sure Alex Lynn and all them already have. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching this episode, guys. Tomorrow is a very special day because, JT, do you want to tell our fans what is tomorrow?
Tomorrow, me and LC are going to Silverstone. We're travelling to Silverstone.
We are. And, we will be at the weekend. It starts tomorrow, and we are so excited. We hope you are really enjoying our week, our videos so far. We've had some amazing videos. Please go and check out our previous 3 videos that came out. The series started on Sunday, and it will run all the way till Sunday, till the British Grand Prix ends with the review. So thank you very, very much for watching this episode, guys, and we will see you at Silverstone tomorrow.
See you later, guys. Take care.
Bye.